Hi guys, welcome back. I'm here. Right, next bit. We're going to go up a little bit more of a size, okay? Because we've done this. This was the last one we've done, this little bowl. And remember, as I said, this isn't about turning a bowl. I'm not turning bowls. I'm turning wood, okay? And this is what this is about. Being able to get a finish off of it. Not necessarily, not a finish that you don't have to sand. We're going for a finish that we don't have to sand out tool marks. We don't have to sand out torn grain, because that's where your problems are going to be when you come to it, that you've got to try and get rid of a bit of torn grain by sanding it. It just don't go away. You know what it's like, guys. You've done it, you've been there. This is about the turning, getting a fish. You will always sand for a finish, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? It's part of it. You sand for a finish, but you don't want to, as I said, you don't want to be sanding to get rid of bad marks and stuff like that. So this turning is about being able to turn, get a good finish, good enough to start sanding on, okay, and to be able to turn without getting catches, because catches are the worst bit. You do not want catches, okay? Catches are what puts you off turning, ruins your pieces, just totally ruins your day and your turning experience. So I'll get rid of this. Right, so now hopefully you have practiced, and you will practice and practice until you can get all these cuts right on your smaller bowls. Then we're going to go up to something a bit bigger, not massive, but we're going up to something like this, okay? This is a piece of ash. It is, we've got 8 inches across, and I've got 8.5 inches that way, 8.5, 8 inches. Thick part here, 3 1/4. Down this side I've got 2 3/4, and this is a bit of a weird shape here because I've got a lot thinner here than I have here. It's still got bark on. The bark's got a crack in there. I don't think that's going to be any problem. There's no cracking on the wood there, but I have got a little crack here. I don't think it's going to cause me a problem. A bit had split here, and that's gone. A bit's gone off of there, but apart from that, it looks fairly stable. I've not bothered taking the bark off. The bark's not particularly sort of, it's not coming off here, it's just coming a little bit there. It's not particularly good bark, so that's all going to be got rid of. I've already drilled a worm screw. We talked a worm screw hole. We've talked about that on the last one. So that's what I'm going to turn, okay? Now I'm going to get it mounted on. I'll leave you where you are for the moment. So I'm going to mount this on, and like I said, this isn't about there's going to be no sand in here, there's going to be no finishing, no waxing, no nothing. This is literally about using your carbides. It's only with carbide. This is just a doddle with a spindle gouge, my way of normally turning it, okay? But we're doing this with carbide for the people that have got carbide, and we're doing it with, I'm going to back it off like I always do, just a couple of turns, just makes it easier when you come to remove it. And that's it, that's tight enough. That's it, it's got it, there we go, fairly nice. I'm going to bring this round, oh, squeaky squeaky, and I'm going to position my tool rest. Now first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a step center in, okay? Actually I'm going to go for a slightly, that's a smaller one, I'm going to go for a slightly big one. Now always advisable to put a center up if you can. Why wouldn't you? It's a safety feature, isn't it, really? If it was going to be in my way, then I wouldn't bother, but it's not going to be in my way to turn this piece, so I might as well put it there. There, it's got a bit of pressure on there, it's got a screw going 1 inch into the wood there. I'm fairly confident that's nice and safe. Right, I'm going to come in a little bit, yeah, so I come to there with that side, and I come to there with that side. Right, so again, this is where the main pressure is going to be when I first start, is taking it off of these corners. So I want my tool post, the centre bit, right underneath that. That takes all the pressure then. I don't want to be with it out here, because then that's where you're going to get vibration. Okay, right, that's on there. And yeah, this is just about, as I said, cutting with your carbides, okay, and cutting with them. And I've got to say, and I know a lot of people what's it about the tools because of, you know, overseas and stuff, but this is about my tools, okay, no one else's. I can't talk about basically every other manufacturer of carbide tools make carbide scrapers, okay, their name for them, they call them that. Easy Wood Tools, they call them carbide scrapers. Record Power have just brought one out, they call it a carbide scraper. Charmwood have just brought their ones out, they call them carbide scrapers. So that's not my name for them, that is what they call their tools. I do not call mine carbide scrapers, I call them carbide tools. Carbide, actually I call them carbide chisels, okay, they are my carbide chisels. That's what my name for them is, and they are made so they will mimic exactly what a traditional tool will do, okay. That's how I've made them and designed my tools to be, and that's what I'm going to show you how to get that with them. So this is nothing to do with the piece, the finished article. I'm not looking for, oh what a wonderful bowl, oh that's a nice great nut, I'm not interested. It's cool. What I'd like is you come back and say, now I can do that now without getting a catch. That's what this is about. This is what I want you to see, okay. Right, now starting the lathe up. Now this piece, like I said, we've got a bit of cracked bark, I've got a little crack here. Now yes, advisable if you can turn your lathe speed down, all right, but not all lathes go down in speed like that. Some of them it's a belt change, and the belt speed, the lowest one will be too slow, and the next one you might think that might be a little bit fast, but you got to go with it. You got to go with one or the other. Now what I will say is carbide always works better at a faster speed. The faster you can turn, the better it will work, okay. You could not turn too fast for carbide, let's put it that way, but you've got to be safe, obviously. Now I would look at this piece and I would know I can turn this at 16 to 1800 RPM, no problem whatsoever, okay. I can look at it, I know it's fairly safe, right, and I would have no problems for myself in my workshop starting the lathe up at that speed. It wouldn't bother me, right. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn the lathe speed down, and I'm going to turn it up. And don't take no what's it about this under 1000 RPM, and if it comes off it goes down on the floor, and over 1000 RPM it goes in. That's all a load of rubbish, don't even listen to it. The answer to that, don't get a catch. That's the simple answer, isn't it? Don't get a catch. If you don't get a catch, the bowl's not going nowhere. Doesn't matter what speed is, does it? What you've got to watch is you don't want bits flying off. That's why when we start to turn, we are not going to stand in front of the piece. We're going to stand over here, and we're going to turn. We're going to hold the tool in our left hand, because obviously if we put it in our right hand, we've got to be here or in front of it. We can't be down here and turn this way, not efficiently, okay. We want to be out the way, especially for those first few. Only has to be for the first few cuts. Once you've got all the rough bits gone, then you can change it, come around in front, it's not a problem, okay. So right, I'm going to start up first off, so you can see how I start up. Right, now that's running at 690, that's running it. I'm going to put my face shield on. I will zoom you in a minute. We'll just see what happens as we turn this up, okay. Right, so 900, we're still fairly stable. Right, now you can probably see with here, we're just starting to get a little bit of a wobble on. That's 1090. Now we've got a wobble. We've actually got the vibration on the lathe. That's just coming up to 1200. Now that's 1400 and everything's settled down again. Now that's 1600. Everything's running smooth, but we've got a lot of wind. You can feel the wind coming off of it. There's 1800. There's 2000 RPM. Okay. I'm at 1996. Right, I'm going to stop it. Boom. Right, okay. Nothing's flying off the lathe, nothing's loose apart from my little handle there. Do you know, I've had a rattle, and it's it's, I don't know whether you can see it there. Let me come round here. I've been having a rattle when I've been turning, and I've just noticed there, it's this, look, it's loose. There we go. Now I won't get a rattle. Right, I've zoomed you in a bit. I'm going to bring you around here, and I'm going to just have you say here, but let me see. If I'm standing, no, I'm going to bring you round here a little bit, because if I'm standing here, okay, so we're going to bring you there. Yeah, you'll see everything there. Right, okay, I've left my speed at what that was. So just to show you, as you go up through the speed, a lot of time it will calm down. Now the thing, and this is an important thing, let me zoom you out a little bit. Wrong way. Right, now this is another important thing. See, now as that gets up to those speeds, you get a wind, there's a lot of wind, and you get a noise, a noise, and that's a lot of the time is what puts people, that's what frightens people. It frightens you. It's no different. So the piece is going to be the same. It will actually turn better at higher speed. I'm not recommending you do that. I'm not saying that you've got to do that. You've got to find what you're comfortable with turning, okay? Sometimes you need to turn your speed up to get the cuts right. But if you're not confident with doing it, if it does scare you, then don't do it. Keep the speed down to what you feel comfortable with. So many people say to me, what speed would I recommend? I don't. I never recommend a speed. You've got to learn that yourself, and this is part of wood turning. No one can tell you what to turn something at, okay? Because unless they've got that piece in their hand, the first thing, they can't tell you what speed you should turn it at. And unless they know your abilities and how you can turn and what you can do, they cannot tell you what speed to go at. You have to learn it yourself. And that's just a fact of wood turning. So like a lot of things, Lisa's just crying, creeping as if she thinks I can't see her. She comes walking in the door thinking I can't see her, and she's going to creep in.
Public enemy number one.
Right. Thank you, darling. Right. Getting back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's something. It's like with wood turning. You've got to learn a lot of things yourself, and I know it's very hard when you're learning and you think, well, what would I turn it at? What shall I do? What will I do? That's why you start with your little pieces and your practice. And when you get your cuts right and you can do things, these sort of things won't bother you. But you shouldn't be moving on to anything as big as this until you've been turning, to be honest, I would say minimum of 6 months and maybe even up to a year before you would be competent enough to be just whacking pieces on like this and turning it. And then some people, even after 10 years, they're not competent enough to do it, or confident enough to do it. Some people after 40 years aren't confident enough to do it. They're not confident in themselves. Okay, I have a lot of confidence in myself, a lot of trust in myself, and I know my abilities, I know what I can do. You've got to learn and know your abilities. That's the thing with turning. If someone says to you, yeah, you turn that at 600 RPM and do it this way and do it that way, and you do it and it goes wrong, well, whose fault is it? Is it your fault, or is it the fault of the person that's told you to do it that way? You got to work it out yourself, guys. You really do. Well, I'm going to put my face shield on. Now I'm going to start turning this with the round chisel. It's still all a bit crudded up from the other. Look, I'm terrible, so I don't. There, little wire brush, brass wire brush, cleans it up lovely. Right, okay, we've still got all the same. I'm just using this, and we're going to be in our left hand, and we're going to make our few cuts. We're going to be taking this bit away. Okay. Right, I'm going to zoom you in again. Not much as that, just there, and we're going to start, and you'll see how the tool acts. Okay, right, everything's still set the same. Now I've already checked it. I know it's going to turn all right at that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my lathe and I come in very quick and make those first few cuts. Okay, so literally as it starts up, I'm there. Go. I'm going to move this into the fraction. Be careful, you do not want to hit the piece. You can see I've got quite a bit of gap down this end compared to here, so I'm going to work here for the moment. As you can see, we come in, just close it over if you want to close it fully. I know where it is, so I just come straight in at that angle. But close it, bring it in, let it touch, rotate it just a little bit. And around we go. Now we can bring the tool rest around a little bit, like this. And we can start to take a little bit of this off of this side here. Just to get it down. We'll have a look in a second, see where we've got. Right, let's have a stop, have a look at it. A lot of people, it's the noise that bothers them. Right, that crack does go in a fair way there. No cracks on this side, so there's no cracks going right through. Okay, so I'm happy to carry on with that. I'm not, right, I've still got a bit to take from here, this bit, but I'm getting, you can see I've got a gap here, I can fit my fingers down there. So I want to bring that in, get it there. It's not going to be a massive bowl this, but like I said, I'm not worried about a crack because I'm not actually finishing this as a bowl. I just want to see, you can see I've taken some fairly roughing cuts there, but we've got a little bit of tear there, but we've got a nice finish up here. We've gone over a little bit here because we're just dragging it out. So right, we'll carry on. But as you can see, I'm not getting back now. If I was to be turning that at 800 RPM, I'd be getting bounced all over the place. Okay, I'd be getting bouncing. If I was coming in with it flat, I'd be getting a hell of a tear out. I'd be getting a lot of banging, a lot of bouncing. It'd be uncomfortable. This, if you can get over your fear of the noise it makes and the speed it's turning at, everything's safe. It's not coming off, it's not going nowhere. Okay, so we're going to start up and we're going to come in. And because I've got my handle down, I've got my bevel in contact, so I can come in here, I can open up, and I'm taking quite, for Carbide, I'm taking quite an aggressive cut really. I don't want an aggressive enough that I'm going to chunk bits out. And this isn't wet wood, this is dry. Get rid of some of this off the bottom. Like I said before, I'm coming in, all I'm going to do is drop my handle. Okay, I've got my hand over the top here. I'm not touching the tool rest. Don't want my hand on the tool rest at all. I'm just putting pressure down, that's all I'm doing. If I don't put the pressure down, I'll start to get like that. I'll get too much vibration on here.
as you can see, it's really enjoyable. I've got no bounce or whatever. I've got nothing. It's really enjoyable. I'm not getting beaten up by the wood. We're going to just come this way a little bit. Again, handles right down, and I'm just coming in here and cutting there this way. Now I'm going to just have a look there. I don't know whether you can see it as well as I'd like you to see it. There, let me see. I'm trying to look. It's very awkward to look and right. Handles right down low. You're coming in. I'm up here, and you can see where the wood comes down on this edge and slices. Because like I said, if you rub your finger there, it's just scraping, okay? But if you run your finger down there, that's going to cut you really deep. So what we want to do is get it here where we're going to cut. And we want to cut that wood. Now with the chisel handle down, if I was to get a catch, it would just push me this way. If I'm here and I'm doing this and I get a catch, I'm going to go down there, okay? I don't want that. I want to be pushed away here. It's like here, if I get a catch, I want it just to push me down. I don't want it to take me down there, okay? And as long as you've got this bevel in control, it won't take you down there because you won't get a catch. We've had no catching, no grabbing. Now I know it annoys people, but I'm going to feel whether, like I said, very, very gentle. Okay, I'm not worried if I get a splinter, alright, boo-hoo, I'll pull it out, don't worry. Just feeling very, very gentle to see how round it is. Now a lot of people will say put the tool on, but that's not always an indication because you've got hard and soft grain and it will always cause you to have a little bit of bounce. I want to know how smooth it is, it's not how round the piece is. I'm not checking for that. I'm checking for how smooth it is. And I can feel it's not smooth. Checking with my tool like that will not tell me if it's smooth. That's getting better there. Right, see now, everything's round. I'm not going to get no chunks come off. That's turning really nice. All that noise is gone, the wind's gone, everything's stable here. And you won't really know what speed I'm turning at. So now I'm going to come in. I mean, I've got a bit here. I can feel it and I can hear it. I'm going to stop it and have a look and see what we've got. Yep, see, look, I could feel it. I've still got this big flap from this bark here. But if you look, apart from there where we pushed in on that bottom, we're not getting the tear out up here, okay? We've got a little bit around, I've got a little hole there and stuff, but we're getting good finishes on here, okay? And that's what we want. It's not got to be off the tool so you could put a finish on it. It's got to be that you could sand it and you're not going to actually sand out marks. Now I've got a hole there, but this ain't a bowl. It doesn't matter if I turn this down to an egg cup. It's practicing your cuts, okay? But we've got this big bit here, which is, it's probably going to be left there. I'm basically showing what the cuts are here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop my tool rest round a little bit, okay, and I'm going to get rid of some of this off of here because I've got all this bark on the bottom. So again, I just cut in. Drop my handle. It's not going to be smooth. Well, it is fairly smooth, but we've still got that flat bit, see? And we know we've got that there. But what I want to do is I want to take all this away. See, by dropping my handle like this, I'm actually, again, this is coming down and it's coming down onto that angle, so it's cutting, it's not scraping. If I pull back like this, that's scraping, okay? That's just scraping, and that's going to be rough, and I'm going to get these sort of fibres. When I come in and I drop my handle, I get a better cut, and I get shavings that go off this way. Right, I'm going to move this out for a minute. I'm on a worm screw, so it's not going to go anywhere. And all I want to do is take that bottom knobble off, because it's got bark on it, see, so it's not going to be very good. Cut in, cut in, cut in. Drop my handle. Okay, if you want to get a cleaner finish, just pop it on there, rotate it, and come to the middle. I'm a little bit high on the middle. I'm a little bit high there with my tool. There we go, and we've got a clean bottom on it. Okay, we've cleaned it up. I'm going to put that back on. Don't have to, but it's not going to bother me being there, so I can put it on. Okay, and then I'm going to come in, and we're going to take this again. I'm coming in, and then I'm dropping my handle, cut in, my bevel's in contact, and I've dropped my handle, okay, and that way I'll get a nice finish around there. Now I'm going to just come in and rotate it over. So all I'm doing when I'm cutting in, I'm doing that, I'm just twisting it, I'm getting the cut and I'm rotating, and then I'm dropping my hand, raising my handle to bring the cutter level. That's given me a dovetail, okay, and now by keeping it there, I then open it up again and come round, and I come into this bottom of the bowl, and now I'm going to have to get rid of some of this. Okay, so I'm going to come back to using my sorry, I didn't mean to not cue. I'm going to come back to using my putting the tool in my left hand, only because I don't want it coming at me, so I can put my hand here and stop it. There we go. I can hear where that bit is with that bark, and I don't know whether I don't think I've got rid of it, but what I want to do is just get a clean finish. Right, as I'm coming around there, because again I'm coming up and then I'm going downhill. I need to bring my tool rest round. There's the bevel in contact. Okay, I've still got that flat there, I can feel it. So I'm not getting rid of that at the moment. And you can take some nice gentle cuts now. This is going to be your worst place because you're going to get bounce off of the end grain. I can actually feel when I put my finger there, I mean it's not perfectly round anyway, I can tell that. I've still got a flat bit there. That's, oh, that other bit's gone. Oh, I've only got that little bit, look at that, I have brought it in. Okay, so I'll just get rid of these tool marks. I've got, you can see I've got some ridges. We haven't really got any bad tear out. There's a little bit there, but I haven't done any clean up cut yet. I thought I still had a big flat there. I have got this bit here on the top. You can't see it. Right, let me just bring you around and show it to you. Right, I've got that bit there. That's what I could feel when I was coming round, see? I've got that bit. Other than that, it's okay. Bit of a staining in the wood there or whatever it is. This bit here has come into it, so as you can see, we've got some tool marks here because I'm still getting bouncy. I'm going to get bounce off of this because this is softer than this here, but it's okay. I'm going to just clean up these. I'm going to leave that if that's there. It ain't going to bother me because, like I said, I'm not doing this as a finished bowl. I've still got that crack there. You can see it. Can you see it? Can you see that crack? there, yeah, look, I've still got that crack coming up there. Okay, but the piece hasn't caused me any problems. Okay, from what it started out as, like I said, this video is about you getting these cuts. I haven't had a catch, I haven't been beaten up by it, I've had no bang bangs or anything like that. We've turned it, yes, we've turned it nice and fast, and we're getting a nice finish. It actually feels quite nice, that. Now I've got to get rid of those tool marks. I get that little bit of bounce just there. I can feel, if I put my hand there, I can feel, and especially here, I can feel it. And that's what will cause those tool marks there. Sometimes it just means you have to go a little bit harder and take a little bit more off. But we are doing okay. There we go, come round there nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this down a little bit. Now I can't get you in here to see that as I'm doing it because I've got to be here. What I might do actually, I'm going to see if I, sorry I didn't mean to knock you like that. If I bring you round, this might work, if I bring you round here, like this, yeah, like so. Now you might be able to see, I'm going to see, I won't know until I watch the video. Right, so now you can see, I'm coming here, I'm coming in, I've got my cutter sort of, it's not flat, it's slightly over, and I'm pushing on, and then all I'm doing is I'm dropping my handle. Okay, I don't want to scrape back because I'm just going to tear it up. So I'm just coming in, gently coming, dropping my handle and coming back. Okay. There. All I'm doing is cleaning this edge, getting that down past that bit that was there, see? And I've done that now. That's it. I'm not worried about this finish on this because that's all going to be, that'd be hollowed out, wouldn't it? Right, so that's that. So now I've got that done. I've cleaned up that front. I've got this level here. There's no bump bit there and there's no bump bit on that, okay? So we've done that. All with our carbide. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back round to here. Like so. And all we're going to do is get this finished here. See that tool mark comes, just go back for it. There, we should have, still get that feel like bump in there. Right, we've got that. Now, I can still see there's a few lines there. They're not going to be the easiest to get away because we're getting a bit of bounce on the wood. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just have a try and see if I can get them with the detail. Okay, so I've dropped my tool rest down a bit, I'm coming in with my detail. That's a bit better. Now I've got to move the tool rest round, okay, to be able to come round this bit. Be very careful if you get any bounce there. And then what I've got to do is bring that round there, come in there. Remember, this is not a cut for going downhill, even though it's just very slight, it's still downhill. So we come round there and we just blend them together. I can feel that slight, now you wouldn't see it, and when you stop it you won't see it, but when you touch it you can feel it just there. It's like a little, there's like a little bounce just there. Right, okay, so we've cleaned that up anyway. Let's turn it off. And yeah, we've pretty much got rid of the tool marks. Right, we've got a little bit of, well, it's not actual tear there, it's the grain pattern on that. It's more the grain pattern we've got there. Right, we're still getting a little bit of tool mark. I can feel it bouncing there, it's on the wood. I think it's that. That's causing me the problem. There. Okay, so what's happening, I'm coming on here, I'm getting a bounce off of that and then going round. So I'm going to try one more go. But that's a perfectly good sandable finish there. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I've got two little lines, but I think that's more on the grain there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with what we've got there for our shape. Okay, and I'm happy with our finish. That there, they're not bumps, they're just, you can see the lines, but that's going to just sand off so quickly. You've got no actual bad tool marks, we've got no torn grain on there. Yeah, I'll be quite happy with that finish on that. So we bring that back out, bring it around here. I think I brought that out. We've been like 37 minutes, nearly 40 minutes for this video. You're probably bored of watching me already. There you go. Right, okay guys, so you saw the piece we put on, the shape of it, what it looked like, had bark on it with a crack in it, had everything, and we've turned it and we've got to this point here where we can refine that a little bit more with some other tools. There is a way we can go where we do drop down and we have to get the tool in a position where we get no bounce whatsoever, but that's not a cut. I don't think you'd be ready to do that cut yet, and I'm not prepared to show that cut yet. It's something of mine, that's my cut. So maybe on another one at a later date, but at the moment, yes, you'd have a good enough finish to be able to start sanding on that. And we got the most important thing of all is we didn't get a single catch, and we didn't get a single bit of vibration, we didn't get any banging back on us, we didn't get anything. We had a very, very comfortable turn. Okay, that was very pleasurable, and that's the thing to get with your carbide. No catches or anything. I mean, we've got a crack in there which actually, I mean, you can't, I'd let you feel it, but you can't. When I run my finger across that, I can actually feel that, the difference in it. I can feel that crack. That's the sort of thing that causes this. If you've got anything, that's what I always feel. If you've got anything on there, so we've got that crack there, and we've got this hard piece of hardwood here, that's what's going to give you bouncing. Okay, there's normally a reason why it's happening, and something like that will cause, every time that cutter comes across that, I can feel it there. Look, my finger will catch it every time. That's enough to give you that little bounce, which will cause you to get problems. So that's not a piece I would finish anyway, because it's got a nasty big crack in it, and I'm not going to hollow it because it's got that crack, and the chances are when I take the centre out, it's going to open up more. But that's how you get the cuts on your outside of a bowl with your carbide, with no catches and no problems. Okay, and not getting beaten up. This is the point I'm getting at. No
catches. If you present the tool in the way I've just done, you cannot get a catch. You will not get a catch, but you must present it in the way that I've shown. Okay, and that'll work whatever speed you're turning at. And like I said, with carbide you can't turn too fast, but you've got to be safe. Okay, I'm very confident in what I do. I'm very competent in my turning. I can turn at those speeds. It doesn't bother me at all. Okay, so there you go. That's that, guys. Join me on the next one and we'll do something where we're hollowing a bigger piece. Okay, so that's what we've done, and there you go. It's a toodle pip for now, boys, guys.